Hello everyone, this is Sheikh Khania of Shiv Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today we are here to cover the topic of database management systems. We will be covering the introduction to RDBMS, components of database schemas, key and relations, update operation, and an application with an example. So moving forward, we will cover introduction to relational databases. So what is relational databases? Basically, relational database is a type of database that organizes data in the tables and columns. It uses structures that allows relationship between tables and enables efficient storage and retrieve of structure. So one of the examples is given in the slide. So what is importance of this? So importance of relational database is data integrity, data security, scalability, and flexibility. So data integrity is enforces data integrity through constraints in relationship. Data security is basically it provides a robust security of features and a sensitive data to be uh, maintained from unauthorized accesses. Scalability, as relation database has many records, it can hold a large of records in an organized manner. And flexibility, so it allows an easy modification or change and update anything we need to do it in. Next is relational database schema. So what is relational database schema? So basically it is a blueprint that defines the structure and organization of relational databases. So it has logical physical structures and includes tables and columns and relations. So relationship is nothing but a table. So importance, why we need this relation database schema. So it is important to because it is important to organize the structures in a very efficient, and we should ensure data integrity, consistency, and efficiency. So it provides a clear and standardized framework for storing and retrieving data, making it easier to manage and analyze large data sheets. As relational database schema is a structure, so we have different components in it, that is tables, columns, and relation. Tables is nothing but the entities, is used to represent the entities. Each table consists of rows and columns. Rows is nothing but the tuples, the record we insert for each value, and column is nothing but the attributes we have for entities. So each column represents a specific data type such as text, numbers, or date. A relationship is defined as connections and association between tables. They establish how data from one table is relatable to the other another table. So these are some of the components. Next is tables and columns. We'll know brief about relational schemas through tables and columns. So table is nothing but data organized in a way. So table is used to organize data in an efficient way so that it can be readable by the user. So each row and column consist of specific records of data, and each column represents a specific attribute or characteristics of data. So, what is the purpose of storing them in a column or a table? So, while storing in columns and table, the data will be organized and in structured manner, and we can easily retrieve and manipulate the information. So, some of the examples of typically used types are such as customers order. Columns of the field also defined as the attributes or properties. More we can you can see from the diagram that you have the table, a table name, and how table is represented, and column names where the column name is there, how relationship is being built between two tables. And so each column, like in the relation, each column has a data type, and what kind of data type is also specified in this. And column is an organization and categorization of data within a table. They provide a specific structure and format of the data, ensuring consistency and enabling efficient query and analysis. So you can just make out from the diagram which is given here. Next, we have foreign key and primary key constraints. So primary key is nothing but it is a unique identifier in each record. In each row, there can only be one primary key. It ensures that each record can be uniquely identified and helps maintain data integrity. And also it ensures there is no duplicacy of data, and if there is something unique, it must be unique for each and every value. Next is foreign key. A foreign key in a table refers to primary key of another table. So basically, a primary key in another table is referred by the primary key as a foreign key. It establishes a relationship between two tables and ensure referential integrity. So foreign key basically used to connect two tables through a common field, and the foreign key constraints ensure the value in the first table column matches with the primary key of the another table. So basically, a primary key value in the first table should match the foreign key value of another table, so through which two tables can be joined and can be used for the further options or conditions in where the two tables need to be used. So basically it is like primary key is unique identifier key which should be unique value, and foreign key is a key which is used to join the two tables. Next is constraints. So what is constraints? So the relational database schema constraints are the rules that are applied to the data. So basically constraints are the rules through which we apply to the data and ensure integrity and accuracy, consistency, reliability of data. So various constraints are not null, primary key constraints, foreign key, unique key constraints, and check key. Uh, Not null is ensures that a specific column is not null. If there is a field called phone number and it is really required, then we enable it as a not null so that thus the column is not left null and it should be filled. Next is primary key. So primary key ensure the record in the table is unique and it prevents the duplicacy. Next, foreign key. It is basically used to establish the relationship between tables by linking one table to the primary key and another table. Next is unique constraint. It ensures that the values in a column or a group of column are unique and do not contain duplicacy, like kind of same with the primary key. Next is check. So it is basically used to check the condition. If it is present, it will give the value. If it not present, it will show its default values. So it is some of the pictures like diagram examples of database schema, how it is represented. This is the schema diagram, and this is one more way of representing the schema diagram. Next, some of the relationship in schemas, they can be one into one cardinality, one to many. Next is many to one and many to many. So so you can just make out like basically one on one is where one relationship is associated with only uh, one entity of another values, and we have many to one in which a set of entity can only be associate many sets can be associated only with one entity of B, and many to many is any entity of A is associated with many entities of B. So we have also seen examples like employee is employees are works in coding ninja, so that many employees are working to a one coding system, and employees work on a different project, so many employees are working on many different projects. Similar, this is some of the database designs, like what the process required to design, that is required analysis. We need conceptual design, logical design, physical design, implementation, and maintenance. So these are some of the processes which we require to make a database, designing of database schema. Like we first require means we need to understood and document the information, develop a high conceptual model, translate the conceptual model into a logical model that can implement a specific database management system, define a physical storage structures and access maintenance of optimal performances, then implementation, building the database after having so much of designing, conceptual and all. We need to make it as implement. We need to implement it, and as a maintenance, that is maintain, ensure database remains effective and efficient work time, accommodate changes and improvements. Next, one of the functions we are seeing is update operation and relational database management. So update option is nothing but a fundamental function that allows user to modify the existing database. So in update, we will just modify the data which is already present in a relation or a table. So it serves the purpose of making changes in data stored in database the same. And this is it's useful in many ways. uh, so we can see that advantages, it ensures integrity and reliability. Update operation, so we can frequently update any of the changes in the records. And by executing the update operation, user can perform tasks such as correction of errors, updating outdated information, implementing changes in responses involving business requirements. So the command specify the table to be updated, the specific records to be modified, and the new value. So basically it is very useful in many ways, like updating, correcting errors. One might have done some error while entering some record which can be corrected, or if there is something which needs to be updated time to time, that updation can be done using the update command. So what is the syntax? Syntax is basically update table name, set column 1 is equal to value 1, column 2 value 2, where condition. So you can see that update is a command, table name. So if anything table called orders, so we'll have update orders, set column, any of the columns. Suppose we need to change the capacity, like how many are there, like how many value of a certain product. So we'll be setting that capacity is equal to the updated value will be 2, or any other column where condition. Suppose we have something called where it is expired, the date is expired, so that condition will put. So we have this, the table name, the table name that to be updated. Set specifies the columns are updated along the new, where a condition to identify the record to be updated. So example we have given, that is update employee, set salary employee ID is 101. So basically the statement updates the salary column to 6,000 from any of the existing one where employee ID is 101. So some of the conditions are, we can update a single column, updating multiple columns, and updating with using a condition. So if there is only a one person need to update it, we can update with using a one column. If there are too many things to be updated at one point, and we have update multiple columns, in which for example we have update set customer, a customers column we need to set city New Delhi, postal code 12305, where the condition ID is 501. So a specific condition ID has given, in which we need to update the two values. Next is update with conditions. So similarly we have a where conditions from which we can update. We conclude that update operation is a powerful tool in DBMS, allowing for the modification of existing tables. However, it should be used with caution, considering the potential impact of database performance and integrity. The update operation is a fundamental aspect of RDBMS, enabling the dynamic and accurate management of data. So basically it is just saying that update operation is very useful and needy. It's very handy that we can update the old records, we can have up to date, and error being done can be recorded. And that's it. I hope you understand. Thank you so much.